Hey guys, Ramblin' Man Moto here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, please and thank you. Got a new helmet. Going to tell you a little bit about that and also talk about the Cardo adapter that Cardo is selling for that. So first of all, let me tell you about the helmet. Here's the helmet. This is the Shoei GT Air 3. Still has stickers on it. Red, white, and blue. Feel like Buck Owens wearing this thing. And this one was on sale. $100 cheaper than all the other GT Air 3s, and I was fine with that. I went for it because of that sale, and I was good with the patriotic red, white, and blue. Why did I get this helmet? This is a full face helmet, and I have an existing full face helmet from Shoei. I think that's the RF 1400, the first helmet I bought when I got into this thing. It's got a chromochromatic, whatever you call it, photochromatic visor, and you know, tints during the day and lightens up at night. Problem is, if you don't want it tinted where you are during the day, you don't really have an option. The reason I wanted this helmet was for this right here, the drop down visor. There's times that I wish that was darker, just like on my modular helmet from Shoei, but it's good for most of the time that I would need it. I want to be able to put down the clear visor and then use the tinted visor when I want that. And also, some people think the full face helmets are safer than modular helmets, and I guess that's true. The modular part could break in an accident. I feel safer with that than a half face. Now, I just spent some time putting this helmet together, taking the Cardo PackTalk Edge out of that RF 1400 I don't think I'm going to use anymore, and I put it in here. I didn't even think about recording it because I suck at doing those wire runs, and there's other videos out there anyway for doing that. One thing I did want to tell you about is, you know, this helmet came with whatever Cena, I think, setup that they want you to use, just like that modular helmet. I guess that's the Neotech 3 that I have, where I bought a 3D printed adapters and they failed. And then I got the one from Tubbs Jackson that worked with no problem. And I'm going to keep that modular helmet and use that as well. So I was about to, Tubbs Jackson makes one for this helmet, and I actually traded messages with them. But I found Cardo has come out with their own adapter. Now, they had an adapter. I did a video on their adapter that I ordered before and found that it was just adhesive, which was not really what I wanted, right? Well, now they've come out with what we probably all want, which is to remove the Shoei plate that was in there with the little adapter for Cena, whatever they were going to use. And you take that out. This is what was taken out of the GT Air 3. And the Cardo now is matching plastic. It's already installed, so there's really nothing to see in terms of the installation. Now, I would give one tip. The Shoei official video I found for this adapter, and this works for the Neotech 3, the GT Air 3, and the J Cruise 3. I owned the Neotech 2 at one point and the J Cruise 2 at one point. Now I own the Neotech 3, which is the modular. J Cruise is the half face. The GT Air 3, this one's full face. This works with all three of those. Now, in their official video, they will tell you to install this first, then slide on your Cardo bracket. Show you what I mean by that. This is the little mount, the little bracket right here, and you take this and you slap it on there. Well, I had a heck of a time getting that bracket on. I thought I was going to snap the plastic because they have it tilted so that it brings it very close to the helmet, which is great, but it made it hard to get on following the instructions that come with it and on their video. So what I did was just took the plastic part back off, put on the bracket first, then just installed it together. Simple, couldn't be easier. So that's it. This is the GT Air 3 with the Cardo adapter right here. It's plastic now. It's not adhesive. To me, there's no need for a 3D printed solution unless you happen to have access to a 3D printer and a design and you want to do it. But so many of these 3D designs out there are going, we're going at one point for 30, 40, 50 plus dollars, plus often you had to pay for shipping. I got this off probably Revzilla or Cycle Trader or something for like $19.99, including free shipping. And some of those 3D printed things were coming from overseas for us here in the US so an extra weight, extra time. I think Cardo has hit it out of the park with this adapter. Problem solved. I haven't been on the road with it, but I have no reason to believe it's going to fail. It's solid in there. Okay. Another thing I'm going to mention is inside these helmets, had experimented with wired connections and ended up going wireless. I've been using for a while now the DJI wireless mic 2 system. And somebody in the comments of a previous video asked me, how did I get the microphone mounted inside the helmet? So what I did, and I'll see, I took a picture, but I'm not so sure it'll show up well, but I'll see. I took pictures of my other helmet before I disassembled it so I could remind myself how I ran the wires and where I put things. But the DJI wireless mic comes with these little magnets. And they're meant like if you wanted to have the microphone down here and it has a magnet on the back, you just put it under your shirt and you could mount the microphone. So what I did was I used some magnetic tape that I cut to the size of this and put one in the helmet as well. And I had just mounted this inside the helmet, kind of right in front of my cheek, right in front of my chin. And so what I have is the microphone for the Cardo is like right in front of my mouth, which is the flat microphone. And then right beside it, I have this. Now the DJI wireless mic has got a little bulk to it. And if you put a wind muffling device, what's the word I'm looking for? Dead cat. You put a dead cat on it. You got to play around with what works for you and size of your face and your helmet configuration, because in some cases it would rub the bottom of my chin. In other cases, the dead cat was rubbing my nose. So I kind of experimented with it that it might rub my face over here just slightly, but I like the way it sounds. When you put the helmet on, I haven't had a problem with that setup. Sometimes when I take the helmet off, it might pull, so sometimes I'll just pull the wireless mic out. It's more of an issue for the full face helmet than it is for the modular. The modular, I'll just lift up and the microphone goes with it, and then I can just pull the helmet off and I'm done. I leave it in there. But that's my setup, at least. It's worked pretty good for me. I'd love to say I just don't even have to think about the wireless mic, but I do sometimes have to just take it out before I remove the helmet and then slap it right back in. It's not that big of a deal. The trade-off for not having to worry about more wires, and I actually think the sound quality was the best I had found for myself anyway. All right, that's it. I'm going to continue setting up this helmet. I've got to install this DJI wireless mic magnet, and I've also got an adapter to mount the camera on the front.
A few moments later.
I did have time to go on the road and test this new GT Air 3 helmet. Just did some quick laps up and down the road. I did one without a chin curtain and one with a chin curtain. Here's some footage of me talking about it. All right, guys, I'm going to see if you can hear me. I don't have a microphone. I don't have a camera, as you can see on the helmet, because I wanted to see if this thing was going to work first. First impressions, I did 2 rides, one without a chin curtain down here, and then one with the chin curtain in. I don't usually ride without a chin curtain. I usually have a chin curtain in. The helmet was obviously louder with the chin curtain not on it, but it also had more airflow. Second impression, once I had the chin curtain on this helmet, I think it's quieter than my modular, which is the Neotech 3. This is the GT Air 3. I really like the sun tint, and I think this comes down a little lower than the version 2 did, the GT Air 2, just like on the Neotech, which I like. This Cardo adapter felt solid as I was changing tracks and just playing around with Siri. That felt fine. The headphones, I put them in the default hole built into the helmet, and I think they're working well in that situation. I guess that's about it. Now, one thing with these Shoei helmets, I never really feel any air from the front vents. I've never have in any of my Shoei helmets. The 1400, the Neotech 2, the Neotech 3. Now, if I have the visor up, maybe it'll hit in the modular. I don't know if the breath guard blocks these vents or not. I don't know. I can feel it from the top vent. All right, overall a fan of this new helmet and also a fan of this Shoei adapter. Did the job. Really like it. This is Ramblin' Man. I'll see you on the road.